Hi everyone, back for another workout today under our Pilates Express theme. This is about the foam roller. I love the foam roller, it's so versatile. This is the one that I really prefer. It's a 4-inch foam roller from Occupational Physical Therapy, but any of them will do. This one just, I think, gives a little bit more option, and some of them are a little too big for your neck and shoulders. But if you have a 6-inch one, you're going to want it about 36 inches, okay? So we're going to start out on some ab work. I'm going to use the foam roller to help me accentuate the deep connection to the core that I want here. So I'm bringing my feet parallel, and right away I can feel a little bit of balance challenge, a little bit of work just here. I want the feet hips distance apart. I'm going to bring my arms here, and this is what we call a C curve, kind of making a shape of a capital C with your body. I want to make sure that you're separating your hip flexor from your low abs. So sit up tall, inhale. And as I exhale, I'm going to fog a mirror. Roll back to about 2 or 3 vertebrae, inhale. And as I exhale, I want to feel like a spool, like I'm pulling in and keeping that round shape so that my hip flexors don't do the work. Sit up tall, I inhale, and I exhale. I'm going to come back again, trying to plug my shoulders in. I want to go to a place that I can maintain, inhale. Exhale, rounding, really pulling in those abs all the way back up. We'll do 3 more. Inhale, exhale, scooping into the core, plugging the shoulders in. I pause on the inhale. Exhales when I need that effort, those deep low abs to come back up. 2 more here. Inhale, exhale, roll it back. Nice control. Trying to really feel that I'm intensifying that with every pass that I come back up. I really feel this with my feet just elevated on this. Inhale, exhale, I'm going to scoop. Now I'm going to hold that shape and work onto some obliques. Nothing should be moving here, just my sideways. I'm going to pull to the right as I inhale, exhale, back to center. Inhale. So really feel that you're sustaining your pelvic control while working into the obliques and the lats. The love handles that none of us love, and bring it back. Inhale and exhale. Again, about 5 sets are good for any of this, but you can do more as you need to. Good. Now I can hold this and make it even more challenging to sustain this while I roll the foam roller out and pull back in. So here I'm thinking about almost zipping up from the pelvic floor to the low belly and really trying to richly engage that from my abs. Again, not dominating in those tight hip flexors most of us have. Pull it back in. I could make that even more challenging by doing it single leg. This is similar to an exercise we do on the push-through bar on the Cadillac. But since many of us are at home, it's a great way to do this with minimal equipment. And then I switch. Bring the other leg up, still trying to maintain that neutral pelvic alignment even while I'm up in the air. Inhale and exhale on the effort. Wow, totally love that. All right, so I'm going to scoot out just a little bit so I don't hit the wall. And this is our spine twist. This is a really important one to help maintain your pelvic stability. I shouldn't see any movement at all in my feet. That would tell me that my pelvis has shifted. So I'm going to try to pretend that I'm pressing against an imaginary wall. I'm going to take the foam roller up here, keeping my eyes and chin in line with my sternum. I'm going to inhale, rotate once, go taller twice, tallest 3 times, exhale back to center. Notice that I'm not whipping my head around, whipping my shoulders around. I'm trying to integrate my core here, my spine stretch. You want to integrate this going up through your spine, your cervical thoracic spine, and then draw that back to center. Sometimes I get really tongue-tied. 1, 2, 3, and exhale. So it's not how far you go, but how you're really wringing out the spine and keeping that upright body really focused on control. We'll do 1 more each side. I'm pressing my hands into the sides here. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale back to center. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Check my feet. Hope I have done okay by that. And then roll it down. Okay, so when I'm coming down, I want to go into bridging. It's one of my favorite poses. I love this. You put your feet up here, you are so much going to feel your hamstrings. I'm aiming from a neutral spine, so small space under my low back, and wrapping my feet around almost like I've got the prehensile stretch on the reformer bar. Inhale here. Exhale, drawing my deep low abs in. I'm going to peel my body off, really bringing that drawbridge up. I want to come no higher than my shoulder blades, trying to keep my hips level. Inhale. And exhale, I'm going to try to control it, not moving that foam roller as I draw my spine down sequentially. Now you could just do that. That is perfectly fine. You can make that a couple times up and down, holding as long as you want. If you really want to charge this up, take your hands down for support without dropping your hips. You're going to roll that out a couple inches, squeeze it back in. You're going to feel that right there at the hamstring insertion at the ischium, right at the base of your hips. It doesn't take much to really charge this up. Wow, I feel this so much. Inhale out, exhale. If you needed your hands under there for a little support, go for it. But trust me, this is pretty challenging by itself. I'm going to take a breath in, good, and try to go down slowly. Slow is always harder than fast. Oh my gosh, that is so hard. All right, now I'm going to work on my abs again. Take this through an upper body stretch. Most of us are so tight in our shoulders. I know I am. So this is why I like a 4-inch foam roller. When I lay over this, I really feel that I'm releasing into my upper trapezius muscles, and I can frame my head in a way that doesn't feel just too much. You can just roll that down along your upper spine. You can go down as low as, kind of the bottom ribs. Just don't go into the kidney area. But this can feel so magical just to work out some kinks. I'm just going to do a little side to side movement. Wherever you feel tightness, just spend a little bit of time there. Now, going back to the abs, I'm going to do a chest lift here. So I'm going to inhale, and as I exhale, I'm going to curl up, supporting the head. Really feel deep, low abs, look in my waist, inhale. And then exhale, I'm going to draw it back again. Now, you could make this as challenging as you want by, holding this alignment and maybe asking one leg at a time to come up. I'm going to take it into oblique work again because I want to really reinforce how you do a crisscross, which is one of the stomach 5 exercises. You inhale, exhale, curl up. I want to think about my armpits reaching around and not interested in getting that elbow to touch the knee. The work is in controlling the obliques and lats here. And the foam roller just gives you such a great base at which to do that. So it's like I'm wearing a coat hanger, the top of the head. Again, inhale as I wring out that spine. Exhale, return, inhale. So it's just the idea of the spin and how you're controlling that. It's a very different movement than if I was just to whip my elbows around to touch my knee. And I'll take it from there. Marvelous. All right, I'm going to use it just to intensify coming back up. I'm going to place my heels on there, do a roll up, inhale, flexing my feet, trying to sequence my spine as I reach up and over, and then take a nice hamstring stretch. I'm going to roll it down, trying to keep my elbows in line with my ears. Inhale again, exhale, try to peel off by pressing down, and again, not letting those hip flexors dominate. So let's go into a little bit of frontal plane work. You can come into what we call a Z-sit here, or if your hip tends to be a little tight, you could always straighten that leg. I'm going to use this like a mermaid stretch. Taking my pinky side on there, which is going to re-emphasize my side waist, and I'm just going to stretch over. Feels great because you can really feel the release and the recruitment all the way through. Yeah, and just having that roll, it almost feels like you've got a piece of equipment. From here you could do any number of things. You could rotate, just feeling that thoracic fold and then gentle extension. Just make sure you're drawing low belly connections so that you don't ever want to arch your back. And then you could take both hands here. If you have a healthy engagement of your core so you don't come into your quadratus lumborum too much here. And then you're just going to stretch out. And then you could come into just a little upper back stretch. Feels so good. Inhale out. Exhale, draw in. Or you could exhale out and inhale, gentle lift, unrotate, and we come to the other side. So find your Z-sit here, or again, if you're stretching that leg out, just make sure your heel, hip, shoulder, ear kind of line up so that you're not recruiting into your low back. And I'm going to take my pinky side here, it just helps me reinforce a straighter arm so that I know I'm not taking it into my joint line. I really want to feel some muscular work all along my side body. And I could again rotate and unrotate. Inhale, rotate. And then I might just take my hands here, just checking in to see that I've got that lift of the core. Stretch that out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, blow it out, let it go. And this is a stretch that may be challenging for some, so just leave it out if it is. And bring it back to center. The foam roller is also so wonderful for extension work. So my goal with the Pilates Express series is to make sure you get your body moving in the three main planes of movement: sagittal plane, forward and back, frontal plane, side to side, and transverse or coronal plane, going all the way around, because that's how our body is meant to move through the day, right? And we're all sort of stuck here, so we not really need to reacquaint ourselves with good body movement. I want to take the tops of my feet to press down, and I'm going to feel that my thigh bones are pressing down to lengthen my low back. I don't want to hinge at my lumbar spine. I'm going to inhale, pull the abdominals in, and just hover my body as I start to roll that foam roller. Now, I have a lot of lumbar extension. I don't have a lot of thoracic extension. So I'm really careful here about pressing my thighs down, pulling my abs up, and letting most of the work come into my upper body. Let me show you how to do it badly, okay? I could easily lift up here, but see how that movement has come into my lumbar spine. And that's just basically a hinge joint there. It doesn't really help me work on the tightness and the control that I need. That was probably a little higher than I want, so I'm really interested in more length and lift. And then from here, you could press back, little child's pose, take a nice counter stretch. I also love the foam roller for plank work. It reinforces a lot of the movement exercises that we do on the reformer. First thing I want to do is make sure I've got a good stabilization of my upper body. I'm going to spread my fingers and feel the external rotation of my arm bones plugging in there. I could just hold this position, pulling my abs up and lifting my feet, my knees off the mat. That's a lot of core work. Holding that neutral spine may be plenty for you. Try to feel that you're not winging in your upper shoulders. You want to feel like you're doming your upper back while stabilizing your low back. So I'm going to take it from here, plugging my shoulders in, stacked over my wrist. Inhale. Exhale, I'm going to lift it up. Now I'm just going to roll it in, roll it out. Roll it in, roll it out. And trying to hold that long line without rounding my back or dipping here. And that is plenty of work. Let's see, we'll do about 4 more. Scoop on the exhale. Scoop, draw it in. You could always do this on your forearms, but it's not the best place to really build your upper body work. Could do that. I'd like to see if wrists could get a little straighter and stronger. So it's a wonderful little sequence. I hope you'll try that. You can get these at optp.com. I have no connection with them financially, or just whatever foam roller you can find at a discount store. Okay, I'll see you next time. Hope you enjoy that. Thanks so much.